The human soldier Captain Ryan Hale returns to his quarters after a brutal interstellar battle. His body is exhausted, his mind still shaking. He expects silence, but the door behind him suddenly opens with a sharp hiss. Standing there is General Kaela Dravik, the feared warrior woman of the Vaelari race. Her armor is cracked, glowing with battle scars, and her eyes burn like molten silver. She steps inside without asking permission. She locks the door. She says only one sentence. "Human, do you find my body attractive?" Ryan is stunned. The room grows silent. Something about her tone feels dangerous, or desperate. Kaela is known as a ruthless fighter who destroyed 3 pirate fleets alone. No one understands her motives. Her voice is deep but unsteady. She asks again, "Answer me. I want the truth." Her side is bleeding under her armor. She refuses medical help from her own people. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Captain Ryan Hale walked slowly down the silent corridor of the human Vaelari Alliance base. The battle had ended only 1 hour ago, but the memory of it still echoed in his mind like thunder. Smoke, fire, explosions, screams, starships exploding into bright dust. Ryan wanted only one thing now: rest. His body felt heavy, his face was covered in dried sweat and dust. He moved like a man carrying a mountain on his back. When he reached his quarters, he let out a long sigh of relief as the door slid open with a soft hiss. Finally, peace, quiet, sleep. He stepped inside and tossed his gloves on the table. The room was dim, lit only by the blue glow of the wall screen. Ryan sat on his bunk and leaned forward, elbows on his knees, closing his tired eyes. For a moment, everything was silent. Then, the door behind him opened again. Not a normal open, not a casual knock, a strong, deliberate sound. A sound made by someone who did not care if they startled him. Ryan's eyes snapped open. He turned around quickly, and froze. Standing in the doorway was General Kaela Dravik, the feared Vaelari warrior, the blade of the outer stars. A woman known across galaxies for her strength and her cold, emotionless nature. Her dark metallic armor was cracked, glowing with blue lines where energy had burned through. Her silver eyes glowed even brighter in the dim room. Her tall, powerful figure blocked the entire doorway like a wall. Ryan's heart stopped for a moment. She should be in the medical wing. She should be with her soldiers. She should be anywhere, except here. But she stepped inside, and she shut the door behind her, locking it. The sound echoed through the room like a warning. Ryan stood up slowly, trying to stay calm. Kaela, he asked carefully. "Is something wrong?" She didn't answer at first. She studied him silently, her gaze sharp and unblinking. Ryan felt like her eyes could see every heartbeat inside his chest. Then, she spoke in a deep, steady voice. "Human, do you find my body attractive?" Ryan froze completely. His tired mind stopped working. His breath caught in his throat. That was the last sentence he expected from her. From anyone. The silence that followed felt thick and dangerous. Kaela took one slow step forward. Her tall figure towered over him. Her armor glistened with fresh battle scars. A faint blue fluid, Vaelari blood, dripped from her side. Ryan finally managed to speak. I don't understand," he said. "General, why would you ask me something like that?" Her glowing eyes narrowed. "I require an answer." She said it like a command, but her voice was not cold. No, it sounded strangely unsteady. Almost vulnerable. Ryan swallowed. Kaela Dravik, the strongest Vaelari general, the unbreakable warrior. Vulnerable? This didn't make sense. He took a small step forward, raising his hand slowly so she wouldn't think he was attacking. "General, you're bleeding. You need medical attention." "I do not," she said sharply. "The wounds will close. But the question remains." She moved closer again, and Ryan could see the fine cracks in her armor. He could see the blue glow of her blood through the gaps. She had clearly fought like a living storm out there. He knew the Vaelari healed fast, but even they rarely ignored wounds this bad. "You should sit," Ryan said carefully. "You're hurt. Let me." "No." Her voice dropped lower. "My question comes first." Her eyes locked onto his. Ryan felt like the room grew smaller. "And I expect the truth," she added softly. Ryan didn't know what kind of trap this was. Was this a test? A cultural ritual? An insult? A Vaelari strategy? The Vaelari were powerful but mysterious. Humans still didn't understand half of their customs. "General," he said slowly, "I don't want to insult you or You fear me, she said quietly. I can smell it on your skin. Ryan stiffened. Kaela stepped even closer until she stood right in front of him, so close he could feel the warmth from her damaged armor. For months, she said, I have seen you fight with courage. I have seen you stand when others ran. Yet now, you tremble. Ryan's jaw tightened. I'm not afraid of you. She tilted her head slightly. Then answer me. Do you find my body attractive? Ryan felt his heartbeat pounding hard against his ribs. This wasn't normal. This wasn't casual. Kaela looked like she might collapse or explode depending on his answer. He had to choose his words carefully. General, I think you're strong, he said honestly, fierce, impressive. Anyone can see that. Kaela's expression didn't change. But that's not what you asked, is it? Ryan added quietly. Her eyes dimmed for a moment. Correct. Ryan took a slow breath. He needed to understand what was happening. General, why are you asking me this? He said. Why come to my quarters? Kaela's face finally changed. She looked away. Her voice softened. Because you are the only one who can answer. Ryan frowned. What do you mean? Kaela reached up and touched her cracked chest plate. The energy sparks flickered weakly. There is a Vaelari tradition, she said. After a great battle, a warrior must ask someone they trust a question about their body, their worth, or their strength. It is called the Varatun. Ryan listened carefully. He had never heard of this. If the person lies, Kaela continued, the warrior loses honor. If they refuse to answer, the warrior loses strength. If they answer truthfully, the warrior gains clarity. Ryan blinked in surprise. So this is a ritual. More than a ritual, Kaela whispered. It is sacred. It decides whether a warrior rises or falls. Ryan finally understood. And you chose me? He asked softly. Kaela nodded once. Ryan was stunned. She trusted him, but then he noticed the fatigue in her posture, the trembling in her fingers, the slight unsteadiness in her voice. This wasn't the mighty general right now. This was a wounded warrior doing something deeply personal. He looked at her wounds again. General, you're hurt, he said. Sit down, please. After a moment of hesitation, she sat on the edge of his bunk. Her armor creaked beneath her. She winced. Ryan saw pain flicker across her usually unreadable face. He stepped closer, checking the wound near her ribs. You're bleeding a lot, he said. Why didn't you go to your medics? They fear me, she said quietly. They always have. Ryan looked at her, really looked. For the first time since he met her, she didn't look like a weapon. She looked alone. Kaela continued softly, you once saved my life. Did you think I would forget that? Ryan blinked. That was months ago, during the pirate raid. You dragged me out of a burning ship, she said. You shielded me with your own armor. No one has ever done that for me. Ryan said nothing. He had almost died that day. Kaela looked up at him with glowing silver eyes. In the battle today, she whispered, when I thought I might fall, the last voice I heard in my mind was yours. Ryan swallowed hard. Her voice grew even quieter. Human, your answer matters to me. Ryan felt a strange pressure in his chest. Not fear, something else. He finally spoke with honesty. Kaela, yes, he said. I find you attractive, not because of how you look, but because of who you are. Strong, brave, loyal. You don't break, even when everyone expects you to. Kaela's breath caught. Her eyes widened slightly, the first clear emotional reaction she had ever shown. She stared at him for a long moment. Then she stood up slowly, taking a small, deliberate step toward him. There is one more question, she whispered. A deeper question, a far more dangerous one. Ryan felt the airshift. He felt the tension tighten like a wire pulled too far. Kaela reached for the lock on her damaged armor. The metal clicked. The plates began to loosen. Ryan's heart hammered. She lifted her eyes to his. Will you hear it? The room fell silent, heavy, breathless, electric. Ryan's answer would change everything. The room felt smaller now. The tension between Ryan and Kaela pressed like the weight of a starship hull about to collapse. Kaela Dravik stood before him, her armor partially loosened, glowing faintly from the battle damage. Her silver eyes were still bright but focused, sharp and intense, as if the next words she would speak could decide the fate of both of them. Ryan swallowed hard. He had never seen her like this. This wasn't the cold, unbreakable general the galaxy feared. This was a warrior with her heart exposed, her trust laid bare before him. She took a slow, careful step forward. If I asked you to stand with me, as my chosen partner in the Varatun ritual, would you accept? Ryan froze. The words were unexpected, heavier than the battle they had just survived. His mind raced. He knew almost nothing about Vaelari traditions, yet this one sounded critical. Accepting her question meant accepting responsibility for her honor and her fate. Refusing might insult her, and insulting a Vaelari warrior, even accidentally, could be deadly. He tried to speak, but his voice caught. Finally, he forced out a whisper. I don't know what this means, General. Kaela tilted her head, studying him carefully. Her lips curved slightly, almost like a smile. It means everything, human. If you agree, your words will judge me. They will decide whether I rise in honor, or fall. You alone have the power to change my destiny tonight. Ryan's chest tightened. He had fought countless battles, faced alien ships and plasma storms, but nothing in his experience had prepared him for this. To judge a Vaelari general, to decide the course of her life with a simple answer, felt impossible. Kaela's eyes softened. I did not choose you for your strength, human. I chose you for your honesty, your courage, the way you respect life, and even your enemies. You are unlike the others who serve my kind. They fear me, they obey me, they never see me as I truly am. You do. Ryan's mind was flooded with conflicting GHTS. The room felt charged, heavy with energy. He could see the faint sparks dancing along the edges of Kaela's damaged armor, but he could also see the vulnerability in her posture, the weight she carried beyond the battlefield. He took a slow breath and stepped closer. Kaela, I don't understand why you trust me like this, he said quietly. I've done nothing extraordinary. I'm just a human soldier. You are more than that, she said. Her voice was low but firm. You are the first human who has ever made me feel safe without commanding me, without challenging me. You saved my life once, and you have proven that your loyalty is true. That is enough for the Varatun. Ryan's mind raced. 1,000 questions collided in his head, but he realized there was no time to hesitate. His answer would shape the night, and perhaps the future of the Alliance. Then I will stand with you, he said finally. If you ask me to judge you honestly, I will. Kaela's eyes widened slightly, and for the first time, she let herself smile. A real smile, soft but fierce, like fire in ice. She took a step closer, closing the space between them. You understand the risk? She asked. To stand beside me in this ritual is to become part of a Vaelari tradition that could change the course of your life. You will not be a bystander. You will share my honor, or bear my failure. I understand, Ryan said firmly. I accept. The tension in the room seemed to shift, almost like the air itself had breathed a sigh of relief. Kaela nodded and began the ritual. She extended one arm and touched the edge of her chest armor, letting it fall away slowly, revealing the battle scars that crisscross her pale, silver-tinged skin. Ryan could see every mark, every wound, every scar that told the story of countless battles. But instead of fear or disgust, he felt awe. This was a warrior who had lived through death countless times and survived, who bore her history on her body like armor stronger than steel. You see me as I am, Kaela whispered. Not just a warrior, not just a general, but a living being. Few ever do. Fewer still accept it. You have. Ryan's chest tightened. He had always fought alongside aliens and humans alike, but none had ever spoken to him like this. None had ever made him feel that his simple presence, his honesty, could hold weight against the universe. Kaela's hand moved to her side, where a faint blue glow pulsed from a deeper wound. And now, you must speak truly. Tell me, human, do you believe a warrior can be both fierce and beautiful? Can strength itself be attractive? Ryan stepped closer, his eyes meeting hers. Yes, he said firmly. Strength is its own beauty. The courage, the loyalty, the sacrifices you make, that is what I find attractive. Not your body alone, but everything you are. Kaela's eyes softened, and for a moment, she looked almost fragile. Few have ever said that to me, she admitted. Most see only my power, my armor, my victories. You see me. Ryan felt a surge of respect and admiration for her. He had faced countless dangers, but standing here, in her presence, felt like standing at the edge of a star being born, terrifying, overwhelming, and awe-inspiring all at once. Then the alarm sounded, a sudden, blaring warning that cut through the quiet of the room. Ryan and Kaela both froze. The base shook violently, the lights flickered, red alarms bathed the walls in harsh, urgent color. Enemy ships, Ryan shouted, already moving toward the door. They've returned. Kaela's eyes narrowed. She moved with the lethal precision of a seasoned warrior, grabbing Ryan's arm. "Stay close," she commanded. "If we are to survive, we fight together." Ryan didn't hesitate. He followed her through the hallway, where soldiers scrambled, firing weapons, shouting orders. The human and the Vaelari general moved in perfect synchrony, Kaela's speed and strength complemented by Ryan's strategy and calm under pressure. They reached the battle deck, and the crew froze. No one expected to see a human and a Vaelari general side by side in the midst of combat. Kaela's presence alone commanded awe, and Ryan's confidence inspired hope. The enemy ships appeared on the sensors, faster, deadlier, relentless. Kaela and Ryan took command, issuing orders that blended human tactics with Vaelari combat instincts. They moved through the chaos like two halves of the same weapon, cutting through enemy fire with deadly precision. For hours, they fought. Side by side, every move, every strike, every command perfectly timed. Ryan realized that Kaela had trained him without knowing it, and he had adapted to her strength in ways he didn't fully understand until now. Finally, the enemy retreated, their ships retreating into the void. The base shook one last time before the alarms ceased. Silence fell, heavy and profound. Kaela turned to Ryan, breathing hard, her armor scorched and dented but her posture proud. She studied him for a long moment, her silver eyes reflecting gratitude and something more. "You kept your promise," she said quietly. "You judged me honestly, and you stood with me. Few could do that." Ryan nodded, still catching his breath. I did what needed to be done. That's all." Kaela stepped closer, placing one hand across her chest in the Vaelari gesture of respect. Ryan's eyes widened. Generals never kneel. But now, here she was, showing him an honor normally reserved for the most trusted allies. "You are the one I trust, human," she said softly. "From this day forward, no one else. Not my soldiers, not my advisors, only you." Ryan felt an unexpected warmth in his chest. He had always believed that trust was earned through strength or victory. But Kaela's words, her gesture, her unwavering honesty, taught him something different. Trust could be mutual. Trust could be shared. The two stood there for a moment longer, neither speaking. Outside, the base hummed with life, the aftermath of battle slowly settling. But inside, time seemed to have stopped. Two beings from different worlds, different species, bound together by trust, respect, and something neither fully understood yet. Kaela finally spoke, her voice low but firm. "There will be more battles, human. More enemies, more trials. But you have my confidence. Stand with me, and we will face them together." Ryan nodded, feeling a rare sense of clarity. "I will stand with you, Kaela. Whatever comes next." For the first time, he realized that their connection was more than survival or duty. It was partnership, respect, a bond forged not by blood or battle alone, but by honesty, courage, and the willingness to see each other as equals. Kaela glanced at the stars outside the battle deck viewport. "The galaxy is vast, human, full of threats and dangers. But tonight, we have proven that even a human and a Vaelari can change the tide of fate together." Ryan smiled faintly. "Then let's be ready for whatever comes next." Kaela's eyes softened again, a rare expression of warmth and satisfaction. "Yes," she said, "together." And in that moment, the human soldier and the alien warrior general understood something profound. That trust and courage could bridge the gap between worlds, and that even in a galaxy filled with chaos and war, bonds like theirs could shape the future. The night outside was calm. The stars twinkled silently, indifferent to the struggles of mortals and warriors alike. But inside the base, in that quiet, scarred room, two beings had discovered something far more powerful than any weapon or armor. They had discovered trust. They had discovered respect. They had discovered a bond that might one day change the fate of the universe itself. And though the galaxy would throw countless trials at them in the days to come, Ryan knew one thing for certain: he would never face them alone.